Wondering how an Amazon greenhouse fares in the snow? Let's go take a look. Good morning, everyone. It is somewhat early in the morning. It's about 8 o'clock. My husband's still sleeping, so I'm gonna talk a little bit lower so he doesn't wake up to me doing this video. But I wanted to show you the greenhouse in the snow and show you how it's held up. We got a snow event here that was more snow than we would usually get. Usually we get a couple inches in January. It melts really fast. This time we have the Arctic blast coming through and we got about 8 inches. I've been clearing off the greenhouse and I just didn't think to get video of it with the snow on it before I cleaned it off. So you'll just have to take my word on it, but it did have snow on it and I wanted to show you how it fared. So let's go take a look. Isn't this wonderful? I love the snow. This was the best Christmas present. So we came home from my in-laws on the eastern side of the state and we came home to snow and I'm so excited. You can see the greenhouse doesn't have any snow on it. I cleared it off the night we got home. It had about 2-ish inches on it and then I cleared it off the next morning and it had another 2 inches on it. But I did that so the cover would not stretch out. I didn't know how that would fare. I know that it has the fabric in it, so it would prevent it being too stretched out, but I also didn't want to test that theory out. So I did clean it off and I didn't get a photo or a video of what it looked like before I did that, but it didn't fare too bad with the 2 inches on it. I mean, I don't think it's drooping any more than it did before, so that's pretty exciting. Let's take a look inside. Can I go in? Let's go. The inside's looking pretty good. So all I did to clean off the greenhouse was tap on the tarp material from the inside. I'm not gonna do that right now because there's a lot of condensation on the inside and I don't want it to drip on the camera, at least not any more than it already has, or me, not any more than it already has. But it's fared really well and the plants in here are doing well. They haven't frozen, they haven't had any issues that I've seen. I'm still combating the gray mold. I am using that hydrogen peroxide diluted mixture and the copper diluted mixture still, and I'm just spraying it pretty regularly to make sure that it doesn't take hold because I have been leaving the doors and the windows unvented and that can cause, that's just a breeding ground for the gray mold. So I have been working hard to keep that at bay. So far that's been working and all of it has been faring really well. So I so far do recommend this greenhouse. We'll see if I change my mind as the season goes on, but it has been through rain, wind, and snow, and it's done really, really well. So I'm excited. So the entire video that I just filmed without sound was showing you the update on the Douglas fir that I had transplanted less than a week ago. And I took him out of the soggy area and I put him into the dry area, and then it snowed and got cold. So I wanted to show you a quick update on him, and I already filmed it, just didn't have sound. So cool. This is the pond that is now frozen. It's not super frozen, it was more frozen yesterday and now it's warming up today, so it's a little bit slushy, if you can see. You can walk on it, but it was pretty frozen the other day, and I moved the tree from back there over to there, and he seems to be doing pretty well, so fingers crossed that he continues to do so. Let's go check out the big leaf maples and give you an update on them too. So this is the littlest big leaf maple sapling that I transplanted. I took the fencing off because we had windstorms that had ripped it off once again, and so all it was tethered to was this U-post, and I didn't want the chances of the fence getting snowed on and weighing down on the sapling, so I just took it off, especially since the sheep are in the barn. And he's doing really well, so I'm just gonna leave him and let him do his winter thing. But his 2 side buds seem to be looking pretty good. So the other one is looking good too. Let's go look at him. So this is the biggest sapling of the big leaf maples, the 2 that I planted earlier, and he is doing really well too. He's got his little insulated ice cave down below. I can show you that. It's quite cool. And then his bud is still looking pretty happy. So I think he's faring very well. So this is the Doug fir that I hastily transplanted the second time right before we left for the holidays and right before the snow and wind and ice started. I took him out of the pond area because it had flooded more than it ever has before in our time here, and I transplanted him here. This is just a dirt hill that the previous owners had created. I assume when they did the drain lines or something like that, they just created a giant mound of dirt. This giant mound of dirt will eventually be spread out and evened out. There's no reason for us to have it, but for now, it's a perfect opportunity to protect our Doug fir, get it out of slushy wetness that can kill it really easily, and let it have a chance to recuperate before we find it its permanent home. The tethering materials that we used, we have fiberglass poles holding it against the wind, and we need to redo it. We did a really quick job. It was just twine, which isn't good for the bark. It can cause some wounding and things like that. And I can already see some wearing from when we were getting windstorms and it was banging around. So we are going to redo the tethering so that it's a little bit healthier for the tree. But for right now, super happy with how it's looking. The branches are a little droopy on branches that have ice on them. But really, I mean, he's not got any yellowing. And after a week, I would expect to see some sort of hint, perhaps, that he wasn't doing well, but right now he's looking really great. So I'm gonna keep an eye on him and make sure that he continues to do well and hopefully compensate for anything that I'm noticing if he starts to go downhill. But for right now, yeah, he's looking really good, and I'll just leave him here, let him recuperate, let him hopefully develop a root ball, because if you've seen my 2 transplanting videos of him, he doesn't have one. So hopefully he'll develop a root ball, and then we'll get him situated in his permanent place later. Thank you for joining me for today's video. If you liked it, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button, subscribe down below. Let me know in the comments section if you're experiencing any unusual weather in your area, and if so, how do you deal with that in your garden, in your outdoor space, in your landscape. I'd love to hear how everybody else is problem solving on the fly, or if I'm the only one. I'm going to go feed some hungry sheep. They refuse to dig for grass when it snows. They can, but they refuse to because I spoil them and I give them hay. So I'm gonna go give them some hay and some love, and then go in the house and warm up, and also go protect my camera because it's starting to snow, sleet a little bit. And until next time, I will see you in the next video. Bye! The mic was doing its job. Oh, I've been recording this whole time. Cool. This is not my day to film. This is not my day to film. First no sound, then no video. So I am batting 1,000. Let's try this one more time with sound. Wait, I should make sure. Is my mic pack on? Please tell me it's on. Oh no, it is. Okay, we're good, we're good. Why is it the first take is always the best take, and then you're trying to redo it when you mess up, and it just doesn't have the same vibe, it doesn't have the same energy. Let's do this one more time. One more time. I liked the update better when it was the first time.